Let me entertain ya with my review of this masterpiece. Come on, 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 come on. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I'm going to be doing a review on Bear Man. So Bearman is another one of those music artist biopics, and it came out in the year 2024 in some countries, in 2025 in others. Considering that it came out in 2025 in the U.S., I count this as a 2025 movie, and it is directed by Michael Gracie, the same director as The Greatest Showman, and is attached to direct the Tangled live action remake. And it stars Robbie Williams, Jono Davis, Rachel Bano, etc. And yeah, there's a lot of actors in there, but most of them I don't know, and I don't even know how to like pronounce them. So and it's basically it is an Australian movie, which is why there's like no big stars in there. Even though I know Chris Hemsworth is Australian, I mean he's not in this. And the film tells the story of Robbie Williams as an ape, because he views himself as an ape. He as a child, he was bullied for being an ape and trying way too hard to fit in with the others. Who dreams of becoming a singer, and his inspiration is Frank Sinatra. His favorite song of all time is "My Way," which yes, understandable because it is my favorite Frank Sinatra song. Period. And so he as he grows up to have fame and become like a successful artist, he becomes the youngest member of chart-topping boy band Take That. Through to his unparalleled achievements as a record-breaking solo artist. And while he is a very successful artist, he must face the challenges and fame. The challenges that fame and success can bring as he starts to become addicted to drugs, and he does fall in love with he does fall in love with someone, but this one person but her love interest like eventually dumps her because of his actions, and so yeah, now that's a plot for it. So now when I first heard about Bearman, I wasn't really sure about this film, but at the same time, I was actually excited for this film, mainly because it is from the same director as The Greatest Showman, Michael Gracie. Like, yeah, yes, even though I was excited for this one. At the same time, I was like, huh, how is this gonna work? Because apparently it's about Robbie Williams, and apparently Robbie Williams is playing Robbie Williams. So I was like, okay, this is weird. So I was actually a little worried that this was going to be a documentary, even if it was said that it was going to be a music artist biopic. I was like, how the fuck can can a music artist play himself in a music biopic? That sounds so weird. But yes, of course, I've always wanted to give this film a shot. Just because it's from the director Michael Gracie. Yes, I did review The Greatest Showman back in July with after Deadpool Wolverine came out, and we got to hear one a certain song from that film. And yes, I still praise The Greatest Showman to this day. I think that The Greatest Showman is one of the greatest biopics of all time. It's my second favorite biopic of all time, with my favorite biopic of all time being the Best Picture winning masterpiece from Nolan, Oppenheimer. But what really made me really hype for this film is when they actually released the teaser trailer for this, revealing that Robbie Williams is actually going to be Ape. Oh wait, actually, it's not the trailer. It's that the yeah, this film premiered at I think the Cannes Film Festival. I forgot which. I think the Venice or Toronto Film Festival, one of those film festivals. I'm not sure which one, but yeah, they premiered this one, and it got glowing reviews, which I'm glad because since The Greatest Showman got unfairly mixed reviews, I guess now Robbie Michael Gracie was able to have justice by having a well received film, and and I read a full detailed review of this film, and that review mentioned about the fact that they made Robbie Williams an ape, and I was actually intrigued. I was like, oh, a music artist biopic where the artist is, but they made the artist an ape. But now that is something very interesting and so unique. And so yeah, and then the trailers happened and it got me hyped for it. Now, sadly though, this is one of the biggest box office flops of all time. And yeah, because people did not know who Robbie Williams is, and to be fair, guys, I also don't know who Robbie Williams is. All I know is that well, he's an Australian singer, and that's it. I didn't even know a single song he made. But that did not stop me from having any sort of interest, and I um, got to see his film. I actually saw his film twice. Um, I saw his film online back in January when it first came out. Like um, I think I was after my birthday when I first saw it, and I saw it again just a few days ago when it came out on digital. And yeah, now I know that music artist biopics is not a well received type of genre. People do like biopics in general, especially with films like Oppenheimer. But when it comes to biopics about the artist, yeah, they're just like yeah, people just see them as just films that are only made just for money, just and they only made them just because the artist is popular, and they know that if people see a a biopic about a singer they know so well is out, they're going to just watch it just because of it, regardless of quality. So, and yes, I do defend the Bohemian Rhapsody, and I love Rocket Man. I mean, I'm talking about the modern music biopics, not films like Walk the Line back then when they were universally loved. And we also, but yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, we've a lot of the music artist biopics we got lately were kind of mid and meh. Yeah, like for example, yeah, for example, Bob Marley, One Love, Back to Black, and I Want to Dance with Somebody. The Whitney Houston one, yeah, and also Respect, which from 2021. Yeah, remember that movie? I'm sure nobody remembers it. That's probably my least favorite music artist biopic. But I would say this though, at least there isn't a downright bad movie in this genre. I know people say Back to Black is downright bad. I get that, but I don't think it's that bad. And I was someone who was wanting to hate it just because it was from the same director as 50 Shades of Grey, which is shit, and we do not talk about it. But then there was a complete unknown from James Mangold, which was the comeback of music artists biopics. Like it was the return of them to fame. But then we got Bearman. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering if I've seen Complete Unknown, yes, I have seen The Complete Unknown, and I love it. I think it is a masterpiece, and I watched it online, and I am planning to see a film in cinemas on next week, February 28th, I think, yeah. It's coming out in my country. Now, yeah, as for Bearman, I gotta say, it is this is straight up this might be my favorite music artist biopic yet. In fact, it is. Now, yes, I will say that I do think the Beatles biopic from Sam Mendes will dethrone it. One reason being Anna Sawai is in it. I think Anna Sawai is right now my favorite Asian, one of my favorite Asian actresses. Especially with Shogun. The well deserved Emmy win. And and she's in it, and also because I'm a huge Beatles fans. Hopefully, hopefully it will. Even if I'm more of a Queen fan than a Beatles fan, I think the Beatles could give us a better biopic. But yeah, who knew the best music artist biopic would be one about someone who is unknown in the U.S. And that's actually why it flopped, because it's unknown. He's unknown, but people, just because Robbie Williams, just because you don't know who Robbie Williams is, does not mean that you should just throw this under the radar. You should watch this. The power of music artist biopics to me is to make audiences care about the artist and help like appreciate the artist more, and eventually became a band. Bohemian Rhapsody made Queen become my favorite band. Rocketman made me even more of an Elton John fan, even though I've always liked him. And same with Queen. Elvis, 2022, Elvis with Austin Butler made me a huge Elvis Presley fan. And now Berryman got me to care about the Robbie Williams. And so yeah, I think a common problem with films like Bob Marley One Love and Back to Black is that they did not make me care about the artist. Now, yes, I mean Amy Winehouse did have some great song numbers. I would actually give the slight edge to Back to Black as the better music artist biopic in 2024 than Bob Marley One Love. The problem with Bob Marley One Love is that it didn't get me to care about the music artists, like, and it didn't get me to that. Heck, it didn't even make me care about the that reggae genre. It was not until my birthday party, my birthday celebration, where my family and I went to a music bar and we watched a we watched a reggae show in the bar. That's actually what got me to become a reggae fan, but not Bob Marley One Love. Even if, again, I think it is a fine enough film for what it is. Yeah, this one somehow made me care about Robbie Williams, despite that Robbie Williams' real face is not shown here. It's basically just him as an ape, and yeah, it's kind of a shame that this movie did not get a release in my country. I do wish I saw this film in theaters. That it would have been awesome, but I guess because it bombed, yeah, that sucks. It could have released in my theaters by now, but somehow it didn't. And yeah, people criticize this film for having no reason to turn Robbie Williams into a monkey, but to me personally, I think this film did justify this decision. Robbie Williams as a monkey serves as a metaphor for how he sees himself in real life. He has felt less involved than others and identified with primates. The film is told through the perspective of how he sees himself rather than how people see him, which already sets itself apart from other music artist biopics, because in other music artist biopics, the director um, would tell the story of the artist based on how how do I say this? Based on how we see the music artist. But yeah, I think this is why we need more music artist biopics like this. Not more of like, oh, turning music artists into animals, but telling it through the perspective of how the artist sees him or herself. Yeah. While the story does take elements from Rocketman, which was previously my favorite music artist biopic before I saw this, it executes itself in a way that makes it different from other music biopics. The songs are absolutely lit, man. While it's not as memorable, it captures the energy of The Greatest Showman, Michael Gracey's previous film. She's the one would be the standout song in the film by far, and it's not even close. That song is really emotional. It got me tearing up, and yeah, it's just such a comfort song to me. Rock DJ is another one of these standout songs. Yeah, especially with how energetic the music number is, and especially dance choreography. It just makes you want to dance to rock DJ. And another standout song for me is "Let Me Entertain You." Yeah, "Let Me Entertain You." Yeah, that song is just so good. I'll talk more about "Let Me Entertain You" later on, because it's another part. But I want to talk about the performances now, and the performances are all excellent, especially from both Robbie Williams and Rochelle Bano. And I think Rochelle Bano is such a great love interest. I'm debating who I think is my true favorite character in the film. Robbie Williams, Ape, or Rochelle Bano as the love interest, which I personally forgot the name about, honestly. And yeah, oh, and also the film is emotional as well, and that's actually one of the things that makes this film just truly amazing the most. It's just how emotional it is. A lot of scenes in the film I cried at. I mean, I already mentioned crying in the "She's the One" music number. And even when I heard that song for the first time in a clip, I teared up. And also the death, a certain death scene and a funeral scene, which I also cried in that scene. And just, yeah, and even on second viewing I still cried in the same sequences. I cried it. And yeah, it's also very over the top as well, with a lot of trippy visual flair to add more flavor into this music biopic, and keeping it from being just a standard the Wikipedia music biopic. It makes sense in the context of the narrative, while still being kept a biopic, because we get in this film, we get to see Robbie Williams' delusions. Yeah, one scene I remember that showcased the Robbie being delusional was where he was like, he fell off a he fell off like a floor from a couple of floors from the house in from the railway. And then while he was falling slowly, got to imagine just falling freely and having other apes try and catch him. Yeah, that was amazing. That was a memorable moment. And they even went as far as including an action scene with Robbie imagining himself fighting against other apes who attempted to assassinate him during the live show in one of the standout songs in the film, "Let Me Entertain You." And yeah, so yeah, so overall, Barrowman is the best music artist biopic yet. Not only is it unique, but well executed and emotional. Now, it's not quite as good as Michael Gracey's previous film, The Greatest Showman, but both movies make me a fan of this director, up to the point where I feel cautiously optimistic about the Tango live action remake since he's directing that film. And yeah, and yeah, I'm actually really hyped for Tangled. Yeah, and not hyped, but since it is a live action remake, I wouldn't say I'm hyped for it, but I am really excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, if I counted this as a 2024 film, this would have topped Sonic 3 as the best Paramount movie of 2024. But yeah, it is a 2025 film for me, and it is my favorite movie of the year so far. Yes, even over Brave New World. And yeah, I did. Yes, I still remember saying in my Brave New World review that it was my favorite movie of the year so far. Well, after rewatching Barrowman, yes, Barrowman has now taken its throne back from both Barrowman and also Companion as well as my favorite movie of the year so far. I mean, until Sinners in April, and maybe Mickey 17, but just maybe. Though I already know Sinners will eventually become my favorite movie of the year when it comes out. So that said, guys, I'm going to give Barrowman 5 stars out of 5. Best music artist biopic movie ever. So that's all for my review of Barrowman. If you haven't seen this film yet, please go see it. So yeah, for those who have seen Barrowman, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that this is the greatest music biopic of all time, or do you think that there are better music biopics out there, and you think that this movie is not as good as I praise it to be? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, And stay tuned for my TV show review on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, as well as the continuation of my Frozen Awards 2025. Starting off with the movie category now. Bye, guys.